Hey folks, welcome back to Real Estate Investing Unmasked. Today we're going to talk about this property right here, 1413 Tutwiler Avenue in Memphis, Tennessee. Several years ago I bought this property, about 2009, 2010s, right after the market had crashed. And it was a guy who had come in, he had bought the place, gutted it, fixed it up, rented it out. And at the time, he was selling tons of property on the radio. And I was still somewhat infant in my real estate career. I was still going by the philosophies of Robert Kiyosaki and other people like him, where just buy everything that you can, and as long as it's cash flowing, it really doesn't matter where or how much. I mean, that's more or less the idea. So this one, I was getting about $400 a month on this property, and it was doing really well. The problem at the time was I had so many properties, I couldn't refinance it. I had bought this property with a hard money loan. For 1 year, the hard money lender said, okay, you either need to refinance or we get the property back. I ended up giving the property back. This is one of the properties I was foreclosed on. And I had another one also on this street. I just don't remember the address right off the top of my head because this was a decade ago. But I know this was 1413, but I also had another one here on Tutwiler. Now on the street, this is a beautiful street. I have never been to this property before. This is the first time, actually. Now, a decade later is the first time I've been to the property. And the street is beautiful, but there are plenty of houses that are boarded up. There's plenty of street repair that's needed, but this is a beautiful, beautiful area. I wish I had come out and seen the property before I bought it. I wish I had known more about the property. But all in all, had I been able to refinance the property, I'd probably still own it to this day. Because honestly, this is a great shape. This house is in wonderful shape, and I really like this area. So sometimes you can do well doing long distance landlording. Sometimes you can't. This is one of those ones where I couldn't. The other thing was sometimes lending laws change. And I was buying this. I actually bought this right when the lending laws changed from FHA financing, allowing you to own 10 properties, to only owning 3 properties other than your owner-occupied property. So anytime you're looking at buying property, you got to take in all those things into consideration, especially if you're buying property with loans. But in this case, it did not affect my credit when I got foreclosed on this house or the other one here on Tutwiler, because I didn't have my own credit tied into it. It was all with hard money. So that's one of the benefits of having hard money, is I didn't have to worry about my credit getting shot with it. But I was also able to give the property back when after a year of not being able to refinance it. We're going to go ahead and pan around so you guys can see what all is here. So we got that house. House next to it is boarded up actually right now. But these other houses on the street are beautiful. You got a tree-lined street. It's basically an avenue because it has this island in the center. There's some people out doing their lawns and doing different things today, but look at that. Look how pretty they made their house. So this is a nice little area. So you don't have to distrust the people who are fixing these up and selling them. The people who buy these properties, fix them up, and turn around and flip them, they're not always selling you crap. They're not always selling you trash. Sometimes they're very nice homes like this one. The thing I would caution you to do is just make sure you do your homework. Make sure that the price you're paying for is the price that it's worth, or that it's worth more than what you're paying for it. Because quite often what will happen on those programs where people are trying to sell you the property, they'll use their own comps, or they will use comps that have nothing to do with your property, and they'll entice you to buy the property based on those comps. So for instance, this property, I may have bought it for $60,000, but it may have only been worth $30,000. And I don't know. I haven't gone back to look to see what it was back in the day, but that's essentially how some of these people on the radio do. Is they'll cookie cutter, they'll pick which ones they want. They'll be very choosy, because if you're getting hard money, the appraisal just has to fit the hard money lender. It doesn't actually have to be something that you'd get for like an FHA appraisal. It's a little different. So you might have to take my word for it, but the fact of the matter is, sometimes these guys that go in and buy the property, fix it up, and sell it real quick, are getting prices much higher than the price that they're worth, especially if they're selling to somebody who's out of state, out of area. So if you're going to buy a property that's somewhere out, say for instance in Memphis, Tennessee, where there are tons of properties to choose from, and you're getting a steal of a deal, make sure you fly out and go take a look at the neighborhood. See if it's someplace you would want to be at nighttime or during the daytime or whenever for that matter. I feel completely safe in this neighborhood, but then again, I see that the houses have been demolished. I see the houses are boarded up. I see cars being worked on in the driveway. But you can see that anywhere in the United States. But honestly, from what I see here, this is a beautiful area here in Memphis, Tennessee. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.